So when I work on someone, I will feel a release of the muscle, and I will say to the person, "Did you feel that release?" And they'll say, "Yes, I felt that release." So as you're working on someone, can you feel similar things that happening to the energy?
Absolutely.
You feel it become unblocked or it starts to move?
Yeah, sometimes you can actually feel the energy movement, but then you feel things like the muscles relax and then the back drops and lies flatter and heavier on the massage table, those kinds of things. You see people shift their body as things get more into alignment. So there's a lot of that kind of physical thing. And then sometimes they'll have something that's like, I call it poofing, because we think of two different types of energy. We think of a liquid energy and what's called a gaseous energy. And sometimes people will have like a poof sort of thing. And that is the gaseous energy release that's no longer needed or no longer in balance. And so that's one of the ways that the energy will be put back into balance. That's kind of an interesting one. People don't do it on purpose, it just kind of comes up.
So what about yoga, meditation, things where you're doing physical things, but they're trying to put the body into balance. They're trying to do things so that you kind of become part of that homeostasis. Do you work with people who go to yoga and say, my yoga is improving because of this? Or are you having people that do meditation say, my meditation is getting better because of this?
Yeah, so I haven't worked directly with people with meditation, but one of the things people say when they receive Jin Shin Jyutsu is that they get, especially when they come off the table, that they have not only a physical change, but they have a quieting of the mind, like meditation. So what is that? That's energy has started to move. We think of energy as going down the front of the body, that's the exhale. Up the back of the body, that's the inhale. Let go, receive. Let go, receive. So when people, especially people who are in their heads, big thinkers, mathematicians, sometimes I have executives I'll see before a big meeting because they want to have an open mind to be able to have some inspiration come in. So this will clear. So that's that meditation mind. Now with yoga, so I've got my yoga instructor, Lisa Sims, here in town. She's excellent. We had a little science experiment the other day at a yoga class where we did a Jin Shin Jyutsu practice that we call the main central, the main energy of the body, gets things moving in alignment, where we put one hand on top of our head, we're lying down, and we just kind of do a plumb line a little bit, step by step. It's kind of along the chakra system. So we did this, and then we did our yoga practice. And what people noticed was their bodies felt more pliable, things felt more relaxed. And when I do a lot of yoga, that's what I like. I'll notice if I have a tension in my body, I'll think, what energy lock is there? And so I'll just, as I'm doing the practice, I'll hold the energy lock for a minute, I'll feel things release, and I can go deeper. So it's just kind of fun to practice. And all these things, yoga is about moving energy. Meditation's about moving energy, getting things moving and clear so you can be, centered and in a whole place so you can receive this abundance.
Have you had injuries in your life? Have you had injuries that you've had to kind of work through yourself with your own?
I haven't had a lot. I've been really lucky that way. I did break an ankle. I've broken an ankle, I've broken a wrist. And then when I was in high school, stupid thing, hit my head on the windshield. Didn't really get hurt, but it was interesting. We do this practice called holding your ones. Those are your insides of your ankles. So we do a practice where you hold them every day for an hour, consciously. And it kind of helps unwind the body, these things that have happened, because what we notice is when things get into balance, we start to unpeel these layers. For example, I had a cancer patient who I saw a lot. And the more I worked with her, things kept coming up, like, oh, my shoulder hurts. Well, when I was in 35, I was in a car accident, and that would feel better. Then, oh, my wrist hurts. Oh, when I was a teenager, I fell off a horse and did this. We went back with her until she was 6 years old, and she remembered falling off the jungle gym and hitting her head. So these things stay in the body. Like, for example, you think of somebody who has acne. So what do people say about acne? Don't worry, they're going to outgrow it. You know, teenager, that's going to dissipate, that's going to go away, it's going to be fine. Well, it doesn't actually go away. The disharmony of the deep tissue that's creating the acne just gets kind of covered under another layer. You know, we're just layers and layers of experience and change. And, you know, not all of it is negative either, right?
Right.
So Jin Shin Jyutsu is interesting that way, that we talk about it as unpeeling these layers. So back to me, I'm in pretty good shape, but I did, as I'm doing this knee practice, I noticed one day, I have this really tremendous pain in my forehead. And this is one of our energy locks, number 20, because they have a cycle. And what came to me was when I had that accident. That was the only other time I've hit my head. And so I worked with that until I felt it dissipate and go away. So that was just kind of interesting.